Are you looking to lose some weight? Maybe you've got a few extra kilos from the holiday period. Maybe you're looking to gain some muscle, so you want to take into account your protein. Or maybe you just have no idea what you're eating and you just want to log so you can see. I'm Peter from Health and Fitness Tech Reviews, and I've got the app for you. It's called My Macros Plus, and I've been using it for a few years now, and I absolutely love it. Now, this is not going to be an in-depth review. It's just going to be on how I use the app and how I get the most out of it. And hopefully by sharing this, you can get some ideas on how to use the app. You're welcome to use all the features. This is just how I go through the app. Now, the main thing what I do is, I really want it to be a food logging app. So when I food log, I just want my macronutrients, so my protein, fats, I want my calories, and I just want a visual diary of what I'm eating. I'm not after any fancy whistles or bells. I actually said that the wrong way around, but I really just want a food logging app that actually works. So what I'm going to go through is, I'm going to go through a few menus and how to log your food and what you'll see on the screen. Okay, so now we've got the My Macros Plus app right here. So I've got it from the Google Play Store, but it's also available from the Apple Store. So let's click into it. Now, we've gone into the Today menu, and well, it says yesterday here. This is for me for today, but let's just go into yesterday because I've got a full day. Now, it'll have yesterday on the top here. So as you can see, we can cycle through our days. Now, at the top here, we've got our macronutrients. They're color coded, makes it really easy to see. And also we've got our calories. So these two menus are very easy to see and very easy for if you're just glancing at your day, you get the essential information right at the top. Now, it's structured in a way where each meal has its own nutritional information. So when I am logging my food, it's got calories, it's got the meal title, and then here we've also got our macronutrients for each meal. So as you can see here, we've got 24 grams of protein, 20 grams of carbs, 4 grams of fat, and then 216 calories. Now, makes it very easy to see, and this is the way I like it to be structured, because each meal I know what I'm actually eating and the calories. Now on the right here, this is also important, is the serving size. So it'll also show you the serving size, which is very easy to look at because you instantly know, okay, I've had this much amount of food, or maybe next meal I should have less. So very, very easy to look at. Now, as we scroll down, it's the same formula. So we've got lunch, we've got our calories at the top, we have our serving size on the right, we've got each of our individual foods, and at the bottom we've got our macronutrients. So as we scroll down, we follow the same formula. Now, when we get to here, we've also got a total comparison. So here at the top is just a quick view. However, at the bottom right here, we have our daily totals. So this is a bit more of the information. So not just carbs, proteins, and fats. It's also got, saturated. It's also got your fiber, sugar, sodium as well. And then you'll get all that information as well. So all you need to do is scroll up and down and you'll be getting the information. Now, if you click here, it's got your daily totals. So this is the same menu, but as you can see here, you get a bit of a graph. So it'll show you a visual picture of your macronutrients for the day. I really like this because I don't have to go too far into it. I can instantly have a look and I know what's happening and what my ratio is for the day, which is really, really handy. As you can see here, there's also an export. You can also export this summary. Now, so this menu here is very important, and this will be the one you'll be looking at mostly throughout your day for your meals. I'm going to show you the process of how to log your food. Now, it's very important when you log your food that you go to this menu. Well, that's a really bad squiggle, but top left hand corner, you're going to press that. So as you can see here, this is the food menu. Anything to do with food, so your food database, adding food, it's all in here. So this is the tab you need to press. Now, we're gonna add some food here. So at the bottom here, it's got add custom food. So we're gonna press that. Now I've got some salmon pieces here from a packet and it's got a nutritional label. So I'm gonna put the information in. I generally like to do this because I find it easier than going on the internet or going on the search section of this app, because there's a lot of food out there and I generally find the information may not be right, or it could not be actually the food that you're eating. So I generally like to do the food labels. Also as well, I should mention there's a nutritional scanner and a barcode scanner on this site, on this app, but it's very dodgy, so it's very hit and miss. And you'll find that you actually have to manually put the information in anyway. So save yourself the trouble and do it manually. Okay, so let's just go through this. So let's say I want to have some lunch. I've got a food packet here. So food name is salmon, not sakmin, salmon. And it's mild red chili. Hot tip here is when you're putting it in the database with the names, very important you put salmon first because it's in alphabetical order. Because it's mild red chili, if you put mild red chili salmon, you're going to be looking for salmon, however it's first mild red chili. So it's a lot easier to put the food item than put the additional details. Now the brand, this will also help you to view the different brands of food. So if you've got the same sort of salmon packet, there can be different brands. So this one is Safcol, not Sil. There we go. Now serving size. So I'm going from the label here. My serving size is 100 grams there, and I like to put a G. It does understand G for grams. Now, instead of kilojoules, I prefer to use calories. So I'm going to put 188. Now fat, we've got 11.6. Saturated, we've got 2.4. Carbs, 2. Scroll down. Sugar is also 2. And protein, 19.1. Oh, and lastly, sodium. Can't forget that. 373 milligrams. So we've just put our information in. And we can also do the food types. So the app itself also can give you types of food. You can do this, you don't have to. I generally don't, but it's a personal choice for you. Okay, so now we've got this. We've just uploaded it. Now, I should say creating a database, because essentially you're getting the food app, you're creating a database. By creating the database, you're logging your food. It makes it easier to log food in the future. However, at the start, you pretty much need to log everything. So this is really hard and really tedious. There is a lot of growing pains. If you can get through that, the food logging process on this app is very simple and very easy. However, I can understand having to log every single meal can be very tough. So what we'll go through here is we've just done that and we're going to press save. It's going to ask you to log your food. Now you can log your food now into the meal, or you can log it into the database for later. Generally you'll log a meal as you eat it. So I'm going to say yes. Now it's going to automatically give you a 1 gram here. So it'll automatically calculate your serving. And what you'll do is you'll just have to put your serving size. So I had 100 grams. And see, it'll auto-calculate those macros for you. If I had to do this manually, I probably wouldn't be counting my calories or logging. It'll just be too tedious and way too hard. So let's just say, for example, we were really hungry and we had 200 grams. Again, it'll auto-calculate. But we've only had 100 grams. So let's just log that. Now, to put this in a meal, it's really important to actually press this button there. So as you can see, it's post-workout. Now, if you leave it at that and press save, it'll put it into your post-workout meal. So every meal you log, if you don't change that, it's gonna go into the same meal. So we'll just press that and it's gonna give us our meal options. So if I have this for lunch, I need to put lunch. If I have it for a snack, you put it for snack. You can change this in the settings. It's very simple. It's just in the options, but let's just say lunch for now and we'll press save. And it'll take us back to the food menu. Now, as we previously were in, let's go back to the home, and that's the today menu. And so we had breakfast, pre-workout, and we've had lunch, and there it is. So that was our lunch. Now, if we had other food, we would do the same process. So we've just added our food. Our salmon red chili is right there in the middle, as you can see. Now what we need to do is, how do we actually access our database, and how do we get food that we've already eaten before? Because essentially we're trying to create this database. So once again, like we did before, we need to go into that menu. That's the food menu. Now, the two tabs we're going to be looking at, so this is all food, but the two important tabs that I use are custom and faves and recent. Now, these two tabs is essentially all I use out of all of these different tabs, I should say. So let's click on custom and faves. Now, as you can see here, as I'm scrolling, this is every single food item that I've logged into this database. As I'm looking at this, I'm getting dizzy. So, yep, this is every single food. Now, let's just give some examples. Let's go with some cream cheese. I'm going to press that. Now, the custom menu here will give you the 1 gram calculation of the macros. So it's going to be in 1 gram right there. So you're going to have to measure your food, and then once you measure your food, you will calculate, well, you'll put your measurement serving size. So let's just say we've had 75 grams. It'll auto calculate that for you. The key issue here is that you need to weigh your food in order to know that. The good thing is that you don't need to actually put the label or put the nutritional information, because you've already done it before. So once you've done it, it's easy. Just find the food and put the serving size in. So if we go back here, another example we can use, and like I said before, this is why it's important to put the alphabetical order to what it is. So as you can see here, cheese. I've had quite a few different types of cheeses. Now, if I put, say for instance here, if I put artisan tasty crackers, I think I just said that wrong, but anyway, let's just go with Colby as well. If I put this in first, I'm going to be looking for cracks and Colby, but right here with Gouda, it's going to be in different menus. So, well, different stages of the list, I should say. But because I put cheese in first, they're all going to be together, which makes it a lot easier to navigate the app. Now, let's just click on the Gouda slices. Same thing. It's got the brand, it's got the slices, 1 gram. If we put 50, auto calculates. So that makes it a lot easier in order to find your food and log it in. And it's the same scenario when we were custom adding our food. Select the meal and then go from there. Now, the recent tab here is the last 25 frequent meals which I've been eating. So if we click on the tab, we've got the recent. So as we scroll down, there's 25 meals here, or food, that I've actually been eating. So the handy thing about recent is that, let's go with some chicken mince Australian right there. Who doesn't love some chicken mince? Now, if I click that, it's already got the serving size which I last used. So it'll store the serving size because it's in a recent menu. However, if you haven't eaten it for a while, it will go to the custom and favorites, and that will have 1 gram. So it'll be scaled to that 1 gram, whereas recent, you have your last serving. Now, same thing, if you want to add that to your meals, you just have to change the serving size. And that's pretty much all the recent tab, and then that's where you go through your food. Once again, important to make sure you do the alphabetical order and making sure you put the bread, like for instance bread here, I'm looking at the bread. I put bread and then I put a different type. Now as we go back, now we're back into the food menu. So we've just gone through how to add food, how to create our database, and how to find our food within the database. Now, as I previously said, it can take a little bit of time to get that database going, but once you have that database, it makes it very simple. Now, my final thoughts of My Macros Plus is that it's a great app for what I need it to be. I need it to be a food logging app that shows me my calories, shows me my macronutrients, shows me my food items. So I don't need any bells and whistles. I don't need all these extra things. As you saw in the app, some of the stuff I didn't even use because I don't need that. It's also got things such as body weight tracking. So you can use body weight tracking, and it's got a few other things as well, like water tracking as well. However, I'm happy using this app, and I believe that it's really helped my progress because I actually know what I eat. Before using this app, I actually didn't know what I'm eating. I didn't know my calories, my macros. I had no idea, and I wasn't getting the results that I wanted. And throughout using this app, it really gives me that self-control where I know exactly what I'm eating and I know how to best utilize the app. Now, I don't log every single thing. It gives me a rough estimate. I'm only human, but it's enough for me to know where I'm going. Now, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This is my first video, so any feedback would be great. But thank you, and hopefully catch you in the next video.